Hi, welcome to this new video, and our topic for today we are looking at 3 practical tips to help you overcome procrastination. And trust me, in our last video we saw on how procrastination is the number 1 killer of many dreams, because we never get even started compared to failure that discourages you. Procrastination paralyzes you and you never get anywhere fast. So in this video I'm giving you 3 practical tips that have worked for me, they have worked for experts, and let's get in. So if you're new here, hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you don't miss great videos like this. And of course, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I believe if you're here, you don't expect me to start going into the theory of procrastination. We all can relate to procrastination, of how, you've always been planning to start going to the gym, start exercising, to lose weight, to eat right, to start that business, to go back to school, and then you keep saying, no, it's not the right time, no, I'm not ready now, no, I don't have the finances, I'll just do it tomorrow, or I'm waiting for the perfect day when there is a solar and lunar eclipse at the same time. Well, you get the point. But if you must understand how to overcome procrastination, to an extent it works. I mean, when you have a paper to write at school and then you have 2 weeks to do it, and then you wait 1 week, and then 1 week 5 days, and then on the eve you pull an all-nighter with coffee, and then you get yourself under the pressure to release and complete that paper, and then you submit it, or it's an assignment, and everything goes well. So life is fine. I mean, as a procrastinator, you're doing enough to get by, so what's the point? But the challenge is where there is no deadline, like losing weight, starting a business, picking up a new habit, learning a new language, going back to school. All these other no deadline goals or desires or dreams or visions of our lives are very difficult to overcome as a procrastinator, because there is no deadline, there is no pain. When you have a paper, if you don't submit on the deadline, you probably have to repeat the course, you'll probably be sent away from school, you'll be ridiculed. So there's a lot of embarrassment. No one puts it better than this online blogger who blogs a lot on procrastination, Tim Urban, and he actually has a TED Talk, which I think you'll find a link in the description. You can go watch it to really understand how he explains the science. But in essence, there are 2 kinds of procrastinations. The type where there is a deadline, which we all know, and we always find some miraculous way to pull it through. And then there is a procrastination where there is no deadline, goes without deadline. So the procrastination just spills out and continues. So at one point you feel this guilt, you feel this embarrassment with yourself, you feel this vicious cycle where you don't do it, you feel bad for not doing it, and because you feel bad for not doing it, you don't do it, and then you feel bad for not doing it, and the cycle continues. So it means that the first step that you can actually help yourself out of these other goals is to have a clear deadline. I mean, it's true, you don't really have a school principal on your tail to see to it that you go out and finally find a new job because you're unsatisfied with the one you have, but you've been procrastinating about changing things. But you can create a system that gives you a definite deadline for your goal or your vision, so that your procrastination doesn't spill beyond the limit of that deadline. But of course, you're going to say, I've always had deadlines. I always say, on August 15 I'm going to do it, and then August comes on past, and if I say this time, then our second tip is to find that you are accountable to someone. Because the moment you're accountable to someone, they are going to ask you 1 month to the deadline, 3 weeks to the deadline, 2 weeks to the deadline, 1 week to the deadline. And just that constant reminder, knowing that this person is going to be on my tail, in a way pushes you further to finally get to it. And I don't know, you may say being accountable is not enough. Certainly you don't want to be accountable to someone who cannot inflict pain on you. Because what was typical in school with the procrastination on the paper and you pulling it on the last day is because the people you were accountable had power to inflict pain on you, or embarrassment or pressure. So you want to be accountable to someone that can do the same. So the third tip in order to overcome procrastination is to create a pain system, but not just that, but also a gain system. You have to create a pain and gain system around your goal. For example, there is a book I started and I've been procrastinating about completing the writing of that book. And so this year, I told a friend I'm going to finish writing that book by this date, and if I don't do so, then I'm going to give you $100. And so they are the person I'm accountable to. They are in position to inflict pain because they have direct access to my $100. So by the time the deadline is getting close, that's the deadline, I'm also thinking this person is accountable. They are asking me from time to time, have I done it? And I'm also thinking of my $100. Well, I don't know about you, but I really like my $100 and wouldn't want it to just go like that. So that is enough to get me to start thinking, I have to do this. Of course, 2 years ago, we also released a video, our first video about procrastination. I believe you can watch and find a link in the description. And we had this character Max who was overcoming procrastination. You may have watched it amongst our videos, and the typical steps that we gave that Max used to overcome procrastination was when he had a big task, a daunting task, which is typical when you have a big task like start a business. It's so big you don't know where to start. But remember, if you must eat an elephant, you must eat it one bite at a time. It doesn't matter how long it's going to take you. So the first thing Max did was to divide the mission that he wanted to accomplish into small tasks, maybe job 1, job 2, job 3, job 4. So he knows maybe the first step is read on business development. The next step is find a mentor who can mentor me. The third step is to go get the money. The fourth step is to, so you see, it's very simple and detailed, which is very different from just saying start a new business. If you have a vision that you've been procrastinating on, step 1, give yourself a clear deadline to accomplish it. And then step 2, you break that vision, that goal, that objective into small tasks which you can easily identify and do and tick. Then you get someone you're accountable to, mostly someone who is in a position to inflict pain. Or someone who has that power at least, and then you have a pain and reward system. It's always good when it's this particular someone who is doing the reward and the pain, because if you keep your pain and your reward, you'll probably never inflict pain of yourself, and you find yourself rewarding yourself when the job is not done. Very typical of us procrastinators. But what are we going to do? So those are 3 steps plus an extra bonus steps of breaking your tasks into smaller pieces to help you overcome procrastination. Go through those steps and apply them to every goal and objective that you want to achieve. Then you're going to find yourself breaking through procrastination, not as a whole, but one task at a time. And you're going to feel good about it even as you reward yourself. And indeed, you may not clear procrastination completely out of your life, because in a way, it has its benefit in part, but at least you have it under control and you can still live a happy life, fulfilling and achieving the things you set for yourself, instead of whining in this vicious cycle of self-guilt, of self-condemnation and regret. So I believe and I hope this video has blessed you and has helped you. Get to work, apply these steps. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscription button of course and click that notification bell. If you love this video, give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in our next video. Bye.